All right, what's going on, you guys? So I just kind of wanted to weigh in on the Matt Kroc situation, um, his transition to Janae Marie Kroc. Evidently, it's been a transition that's been happening for years and years and years, but the general public is just now aware of it. This is a big deal to myself and a lot of other people because Matt Kroc did have a lot of fans, supporters, admirers, people who he inspired, and myself is included in that group. Back to the first couple of years I was working out, probably in the 14 to 15-ish age. I remember reading his articles on EliteFTS.com. I remember reading his diet plans. I remember watching interviews with him. I remember reading his, I think he had some workouts in Flex Magazine that I did. I watched his videos with Johnny Jackson. We've all seen the Croc Row video with the big ass dumbbell with a bunch of plates on it. I mean, he was just a huge motivation to a lot of people getting started in bodybuilding, fitness in general, and inspired a lot of people, I think, to lift heavy. Like back when I first started the 531 program by Jim Wendler, who apparently is a good friend of Matt Kroc's, which I didn't even know. I knew they both worked for Elite FTS, but I didn't know they were really friends until I saw some of the interviews of Matt Kroc talking about. He came out as transgender to Jim Wendler like early on. And that was a surprising thing for me because Jim Wendler seems kind of like the biker, conservative type of dude that, it just seems like something that he wouldn't be a fan of. But I think that's awesome that he was supportive and he remained friends with Matt Kroc throughout his transition. I mean, so anyway, one of the workouts that's listed in the Wendler 531 as a good support exercise for deadlift or a good accessory exercise for deadlift is the Croc Row. And I do Croc Rows probably 3 times a week with heavy ass dumbbells, and it's been the biggest assistance exercise, or the most effective, I should say, for my deadlift. It's really improved my grip strength, and it's really improved my mid to upper back strength, and it's just something that has helped me tremendously. So I'd like to thank Matt Kroc for that. Now, one of the things I wanted to address was really my confusion about the whole thing. I've started to accept transgender, or I have accepted transgender people for years now. I feel like I kind of understand it. I've known enough people that are in that situation. I've been around it enough. I've heard about it enough. I've seen it enough that it's not weird to me anymore. That it's not, it doesn't seem abnormal or unnatural or anything like that to me. I've seen enough people go through it that I sort of feel like I understand it. But the thing that still confuses me about Matt Kroc's situation is that a lot of times in these situations where they are where they want to be another gender throughout their whole life, they are constantly attempting to cross over in little ways, big ways, but they're definitely aimed in that direction. If they're a girl that feels like she's trapped in a guy's body, early on in life, they're playing with dolls, they're dressing up like a girl, they're doing feminine activities, they feel feminine, they act feminine, they strive to be feminine because that's who they feel they are. So the thing that still confuses me is the gender fluidity aspect of Matt Kroc's transition and the fact that his whole life was spent and built around being an alpha male, and just the whole dichotomy between all the achievements that he's made, that are just manly, masculine, alpha male things, and his whole life being focused in that direction, as opposed to a lot of the other people who are going through what he's going through. Their whole life is spent, kind of going in the opposite direction. So it seemed to me like more he's a girl trapped in a guy's body, aiming his whole life in the guy direction, whereas I felt, or at least I thought, most people who were going through this transition, girl trapped in a guy's body, aim their whole lives to be more girly, to be more feminine. So I just found this very interesting and a little confusing because I really don't understand what gender fluidity is. I mean, I understand that it is the constant back and forth between male and female appearance, activities, daily life. I understand that it's back and forth, but I don't necessarily understand if that within itself is the same thing as being transgendered, because it seems a little bit different if you want to flip back and forth to such extremes. I just kind of don't understand does he feel as if he's both male and female? Because that's the thing I don't really understand. In a lot of his posts about being transgendered, he puts a hashtag gender fluidity. So I was questioning and wondering whether or not that means he feels as if he's both a man and a woman, because he strived and worked so hard for these male achievements, and he's so proud of them. It's his life, it's his career, and it seems to be his passion are these male activities. But at the same time, he's saying, since he was 5, he's been painting his toenails, or he's been going out in public dressed as a girl, he's wearing dresses, doing makeup, wearing wigs, etc. So just the dichotomy between these two things just really intrigued me and really interested me. So if any of my viewers out there have any insight into gender fluidity, I'm very curious, really just about what it means, because I really don't really fully understand it. I understand transgendered, you feel, or you are essentially one gender trapped in the wrong body. But the gender fluidity thing, it's just really interesting to me. I don't fully understand it. But I would like to reinforce the fact that I do support Matt or Janae in their transition. It doesn't really change my opinion of Matt. The Matt Kroc that I knew, well, I never really met him, but the Matt Kroc that I looked up to, that's not going to change. Those videos are there, those articles are there, that memory is there, that original inspiration is still there, so I still have all that. The fact that they're going through the transition doesn't really change the motivating factor for me, so I could still go back and watch those videos and be just as motivated even after he fully transitions. But yeah, I just wanted to put out my thoughts. I fully support him. Everything he's going through, I'm sure it's really difficult. I'm sure there's been a lot of critique. As a matter of fact, I have seen a lot of the comments on some of these videos. Even on his own Facebook page, there were quite a few negative, uninformed comments that I really didn't think were necessary. Because really, when it comes down to it, he doesn't owe us anything. I mean, we are fans of his. We do look up to him. But that really doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of his life. He doesn't owe us anything. He doesn't have to please us. He can do what he feels best for him and not what feels best for us. It doesn't really matter what we think when it really comes down to it. But I do support him. I think it's great that he's got the courage to do what he's doing, especially in the world of bodybuilding and fitness, this masculine alpha, community. It's a pretty big deal for someone to come out when that's their whole life and their whole career. This could be a super detrimental thing to his career. So it is really a big step for him. So I think that's awesome. I fully support it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.